Hello and welcome to my flattening tips video. This method of flattening is the fastest I've found. I've flattened my island a couple times and this one only took me 3 days to make everything completely flat, and the way that I've organized things will make it easier to then design a new island from. So my first tip, it's a little counterintuitive, but you need to clear a space just with whichever methods you need to flatten an area that's about a sixth of your island, I'd say. You may know I already had the desert over here, so I just had to erase the sand path. But if you can see where I'm standing, that's about how much island to the left that is clear for me to store trees, flowers, and shrubs. So first, I suggest you dig up all your trees. If you want to keep your trees, you don't have to keep your trees. Trees are pretty cheap and pretty easy to grow back. It sounds really unrealistic, but I prefer to design with them fully grown, so I dug up all my trees and moved them over here and organized them by size. So as you can see, these are all my cedars. I also did this because I had a stockpile of pumpkins that I could just eat to move them, because the pumpkin plants produced way more than I suspected they would back in October. So I do suggest, if you're planning to flatten, maybe make sure you harvest a ton of fruit beforehand if you want to keep your trees. And these are my hardwood trees. So then after you have all of your trees, I'd get your shrubs and your flowers. I did this by area in one go, and these are the flowers that I want to have more of. So because they're planted in grass, when it rains or when villagers water them, they will expand. So if you don't want more of any particular type of flower, I suggest putting them on your beaches. I know this is a thing a lot of people already do, but on the beaches they won't grow when it rains, but they will stay in shape for you. You don't have to water them, they won't die. And then I organize them by color and type. So that one's yellow, and these are orange and red. And any of the non-hybrid flowers, I really wouldn't worry about keeping too many, because you can always just buy the seeds and grow them again. So you could throw them all away and keep your beaches clean if you prefer to, but kind of like with the trees, I like to have something to design with. So it may sound a little like it's more work to run all over your island and get all of one type of thing at a time, rather than clearing your island area by area. However, I have found, I've tried it both ways, and I think that having the empty pocket space and not having to switch your tools all the time is like huge for cutting down on the time it takes to do this. So my next tip to clear up your storage space in your house is to store all of your materials for crafting and a craft bench on the beach. I do this because I actually kind of hate crafting in my house and getting things out of storage, because it's like just so many little screens you have to go through just to make something. So if I can just pick up what I need, run down to the craft table, that's easier for me. So I'll also mention real quick that this is a method that let me put everything from my island, like all the furniture and everything, in my house's storage, and my storage is not fully expanded. So I have the storage amount for a house that's has all the rooms, but not the extra storage, because you have to pay off your house and then also pay 500,000. It basically ends up being like 3.5 million bells to expand your storage. So part of that is that I put all of my clothing on the walls. I don't use clothes to decorate with too much, except for like maybe in front of Abel's or something. So for me, this is an easy way, like I can just wear custom designs while I'm designing my island, and this clears up so many slots because as you can see, this room, not the one I'm going into now, so I have, I think, 4 rooms full of clothes. um, so it cleared out a lot of space in my house's storage. And for me to design from, I prefer to have all of the furniture and decorations in my house's storage because then they're organized by type and color, and I know where to find them, and I can easily look through everything I have so I can design. So this looks really silly, but it's a good option to help clear out some of those extra storage spaces. If you have the bells, totally ignore this part and you can just keep things in your storage if you have room. And this may also be relevant if there's less things on your island. My island was pretty full, but there's definitely people who have even more stuff on their island, and you may need to expand your storage in order to flatten and keep everything in your house. Another storage option is other homes on your island, so you can make extra Switch accounts and use the storage in those houses. And when you're done redesigning your island, you can even delete the houses, like they can just be a temporary storage facility if you need to. And you can of course store things on friends' islands too, but this is just to eliminate the hassle as much as possible. I actually cleared out all of my NPC homes, and all of the furniture from those homes is now in my storage too. So as you can see, I have 1,540 out of 1,600 slots filled in here. So it's pretty nuts, but I can design so easily now, so I'm really happy with it. I'll just mention here too, a lot of people ask about how I have so many of X thing. Usually it's just from the Instagram community, so whether it's like a giveaway or things friends have given me or something. If you're not on Animal Crossing Instagram and you're wondering how to get a bunch of stuff, definitely join, and you won't know what to do with all your stuff soon enough. So for actually terraforming or unterraforming and making your island flat, first off, you don't have to do this part. For me, again, it's easier to just design from a blank slate, but say I end up wanting a hill there and there was already a hill there, inevitably that's just less work I have to do if I don't knock it down. But I just like to, I don't know, make more work for myself. But in order to make it really flat really quick, I do have some tips. So I like to get rid of all my water in one go first. Again, this is kind of like getting all the items of one type at one time. It just makes it so I don't have to switch tools, and if I check on my map and make sure that there's no water, I won't run into like, oh, it won't let me knock down that cliff because there's water on the other side. Now I have to like go up with a ladder, fill the water in, get down, knock down the cliff. You know, it just like, it saves seconds here and there that end up making it take a lot less long. So with water, I am worse at getting rid of water than I am at getting rid of land. I just find it way harder. If you have any tips for getting rid of water, definitely let me know. But I just like to kind of make a peninsula, walk out onto it, and then fill in from there because I find it easier. At the edges, I'm always like accidentally creating more water instead of getting rid of the water. So I kind of wish there was like another shovel that, like, one to delete and one to build, but obviously that would probably make this already pretty easy game too easy. But yeah, so once all the water's gone, then I start to get rid of the land. So I start on the highest level that I have built, and I like to do a method. It's harder on the smaller patches, but I go in stripes basically, because if you've tried to get rid of a cliff from the edges, often it will round instead of breaking, and then it's like, just 2 more hits of the shovel, and it takes longer. It takes a little bit longer per square, but it adds up. So I like to go in stripes when I can, and it makes it so that each block of land that you hit will break in one swing, basically. So it's much easier to see on the bigger pieces of land, but yeah, that is my secret to more easily getting rid of land. This part obviously takes probably the longest. Oh, my other tip, as you can see here, I didn't get rid of any of my paths on this level because I'm going to be knocking it down, so they just get deleted when you knock it down. So you don't need to go through that extra step of deleting paths. I do that last of anything. So yeah, I just start on the highest level. I knock down everything on that level on my whole island. So like everything on the 3rd level, everything on the 2nd level. And then it is flat. In this video, I haven't moved any of the buildings that are on a higher level yet, and I'm not sure if I will because I haven't come up with like a concrete plan for what I want to do. So if a building is up there, not only is it extra work, it's like extra money if I end up moving it back to where it was. So yeah, I just want to plan before I move buildings, but that's the only thing that won't be flattened out. I stopped recording on my 2nd layer I guess my 3rd level, because knocking down the 2nd level took very, very long, and it would have been really boring to just watch. But now my island is completely flat. All the paths are gone. Like I said, the buildings are still where they are, but my next video, or maybe a couple of videos, will be planning my island. I don't want to go with as concrete of a plan as I had before. I have a couple of like main ideas I'm thinking of doing, and I'd like to make a video looking for codes, because to me that's one of the most fun parts of designing a new island. Maybe it'll be different with like more slots, but it was, you're kind of stuck with the same codes after you pick them. Like I only had room for like 1 brick and 1 path and some scatter things, and they were always the same because you just didn't have the extra slots. So yeah, I'm very excited to look at all the new designs that are coming out, and yeah, so that should be a fun video. If you liked it, please give it a like, and if you have anything to say, leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more from me, then please subscribe. I have videos building this island that I'm destroying, and I have a tour uploaded pretty recently of this island, as well as some dream tours of other people's beautiful islands. So I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.